I was gonna say I see Caleb's nose.
Ooh, insult.
No.
Oh.
I'm proud of my big nose. It's a Roman nose.
That's what I call it too.
Yeah.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Cybertron!
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Autopod Decepticast, your bi-weekly podcast that delivers an episode-by-episode breakdown of the original G1 series. This is our episode number 204. Today we're covering episode 90. Is that correct?
I don't have
I'm
those
paranoid
figures.
now. Money is Everything of the original G1 Transformers series, Season 3, air date November 17th, 1986. And I'm your host, Aaron. Who else we got here?
Hey, I'm Caleb. Hi.
Who else we got here?
Ryan.
And we also have special guest who you may remember from such APDC episodes as number 166 War Dawn, aka I'm My Own Grandpa. I can't remember how that became the title of the episode, as well as guest hosting audio work on countless episodes of Transmissions, as well as his own exclusive podcast, Empire of Rust. Welcome, special guest Michael Ordway, aka Snazzy Mike.
Hello, everyone. What's going on?
I thought you were doing a British thing for a second.
Hello.
Cheerio.
Hello, APDC.
We've got a new king.
So congrats, first of all, on the 100 episode mark. How many years have you been doing this now?
We just passed the 4-year anniversary. I think episode 96 or 7 was our 4-year recording anniversary, and yeah, we just hit episode 100, and I think we'll probably be going up to episode 150 for this storyline.
Wow.
Wild.
Yeah.
And we thought our commitments were intense.
Yeah.
How long is it? What episode did this storyline start on?
Around 55-ish, if I remember right. I don't got my notes in front of me.
This
so.
is an epic campaign.
Yeah, it's quite a quest.
I guess we should back up, actually. Remind, for our first-time listener, what is Empire of Rust? What is it that you are doing?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Empire of Rust is the first and still greatest Transformers RPG podcast. We do a bi-weekly show with a Starfinder rule system, and we've modified and adjusted it to fit Transformers. Starfinder is a sci-fi themed, like kind of D&D-esque campaign setting, and we set it in the old IDW continuity, the first continuity.
R.I.P. to IDW.
Yeah. And the first continuity, too.
And the first continuity. R.I.P. to that before that. So this campaign, I guess, tell the listener a little bit about the storyline you've got in progress right now. What's happening? What's going down?
Yeah, sure. So back, I think, on episode 166, when I was last on, I think we were just wrapping up the first big story arc where all of the player characters, all the heroes were trying to save Iacon from a terrorist organization called Cybertron First. And the second arc, which is almost done right now, is about the election of the next ruler of Cybertron. So if you may remember, towards the end of the first IDW run, there was this whole kind of election, with Windblade and Starscream kind of running against each other, trying to rule the planet. And I've incorporated that a little bit into our campaign. But because all of the players can do their own thing, they're trying to kind of insert themselves in it. So I got one character who is semi-running in the election and kind of not. So, it's an interesting thing.
They're the Marianne Williamson of this campaign.
That's a deep cut there.
They're there, but it's really gonna matter. We know the outcome.
Yep. But yeah, so that story arc, like their whole kind of conflict with Starscream and all of his shenanigans throughout Cybertron is going to be coming to an end pretty soon, and then we're going to be going into our big third arc, and then that'll wrap up the campaign.
I guess knowing that it was set in the IDW universe, I never thought about the idea that these things that happened, the context of these storylines is part of that greater context. So that stuff is all happening, and maybe I guess that's how all brand-based role-playing games work. If you're in that universe, you're still confined to the events that we know already happened.
It can be. I think it depends on whoever's running the game if they want to do something like that. Like if you're playing like classic D&D, there are plenty of events in history and timeline and everything that happens that you could incorporate into your campaign. But, in the end, if you don't want to have all that kind of baggage behind it, you can just make up your own shit and just do whatever the hell you want. I like having lore in the background of my campaigns because I like being able to kind of like play off of that and to really feel like you can explore that larger world. Whereas if I just made it up on my own, I don't think the universe would feel as real, as lived in, as authentic as it is now. So
right,
yeah.
In a way, this whole exercise is kind of a fanfic that augments the real fic, in a way, right? Like you're just creating it as you go along. I
am. Are you calling my shit fanfic?
I think it's a version of it, but it's just made extemporaneously. I mean, I know you do planning and all that kind of stuff, but there's extemporaneous elements as you play the game.
True, and it really kind of hits into like emergent storytelling as well, because all of the other players are crafting their story as part of it. So whatever decisions they make, it becomes part of the new universe, becomes part of that canon.
Oh, I really want to do this. How do we convince you guys? How do we convince ourselves to muster the passion?
You can do it.
No, I want you guys to do it.
No.
I want us to do it.
I won't.
God damn it.
I don't, yeah.
Caleb, you didn't say no.
I have a hard time with.
All right, I'm just gonna. Can I join your party? Can a new person enter the campaign just randomly for one or two episodes and then get killed off?
You can just force your way into a game somehow.
Yeah. Is that possible?
I'm
trying to invite myself on your show.
Yeah, I know. And I'm doing everything I can to stop it. I am actually trying to because there was another rule system. Renegade Games made the Transformers RPG that they released about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I've been trying to figure out like a way of getting something going with that. It's just unfortunately time commitments with everything, like setting up a campaign, getting everyone together and actually running everything regularly. Yeah. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And so just injecting some knucklehead is problematic is what it sounds like.
It's probably a bit disruptive. Yeah.
Well, in listening to your episodes, your playtime, you keep your playtime or your broadcast time pretty tight. Is there anything that you cut? What's your ratio of playtime to what you actually broadcast?
Usually we'll do about an hour and a half recording and then get it cut down to an hour 10.
Okay.
So,
man, that must be nice.
Why? I like our long episodes. Fuck you.
I'll cut it out like when a joke, like someone makes a joke, it doesn't land. I'll get rid of that.
Yeah,
if
that
we have to,
nice.
Oh no, yeah.
That's why you never hear Caleb.
Oh.
But you leave in all my bullshit jokes.
If there's if we have to stop for like a big rules discussion or something, and it happens on occasion, it's like, yeah, no one wants to listen to that shit.
Right. Well, I'm glad you preserved the integrity of the episodes by cutting the wheat from the chaff. I really respect that ability of yours.
Just keeps looking at Ryan over here.
I'm looking at Ryan, and now he's just not even. He's done.
I won't engage.
Done with this line of conversation. We talked about the ins and outs of the role-playing games a lot last time, and I realized that because I was starting to write down a lot of questions. I was like, I'm like really interested in this aspect, and then I re-listened to the old episode, and I was like, I asked that already. I should know this. So if anybody wants to get into the real nits and gnats of RPGs, I think we covered a lot of that last time to a great degree. So check that out. But you are also a designer, 3D modeler. And I think we talked a little bit about how you might leverage some of that or could potentially leverage it in the role-playing environment. How do you use those skills? Do you do anything with that recreationally? Like, do you just design for fun, model for fun?
Yeah, when I have the chance, and it takes a while to do sometimes too. So it can really like eat into time. So it has to be something very intentional that I think about. So like right now, like it's not a 3D model thing, but I'm actually putting together like this automated Excel sheet to deal with like a character sheet. So if you were to try and make a character in the new Transformers RPG from Renegade, then you can do that. You can kind of set up your character and then just build it out from there. Then you have a nice character sheet that you can keep updated, and you can kind of work with that and level up and everything. But yeah, I know it's not a 3D modeling thing, but it is an artistic endeavor.
Is it an automated way of keeping track of the campaign, and like it does all the equations for you on the fly, so you know that hey, I'm level 2 now?
Yeah, exactly. So if you level up, it provides like, hey, you need to choose another skill point in this. You get this ability over here that's really cool. And then it just adds it into the sheet. You look at the sheet, it's like, oh, I got all this cool stuff. I'm not going to forget about it now.
Yeah.
Because that happens all the time.
Right.
You make a character, you put an ability on it. It's like, oh yeah, I did that like 4 months ago.
And you haven't been employing it in the game.
Exactly. Yep.
Are you familiar with a YouTuber who goes by the name of Bobby Fingers? Does that name ring a bell?
Bobby Fingers.
Caleb, explain Bobby Fingers.
Well, Bobby Fingers is a YouTube channel. I like him very much, and I've told everyone about him, and no one seems to care.
When you say no one, I love Bobby Fingers.
Aaron cares. Bobby Fingers he makes dioramas of basically right now like pop culture Hollywood incidents, and he builds the diorama. He takes you through the experience of the diorama, and he has a certain humor about him when he narrates.
I think he's Irish.
He's Irish, and then he buries the diorama in the ground somewhere and hides the GPS coordinates in the video. And then if you can find it, whoever finds it first gets to keep it.
Huh.
And he's only released 3 videos because he puts a lot of work into them. And the first one he did was a diorama of Mel Gibson being pulled over for drunk driving in Malibu. The second one is Steven Seagal getting his ass kicked by a stunt guy because Steven Seagal challenged the stunt guy to a fight.
He said he couldn't be knocked out.
Yeah, and the stunt guy knocked him out. And then the third one he did was Michael Jackson having his hair caught on fire during the Pepsi commercial that he was filming.
Why did you bring this up?
Yeah, why did
I brought it
up
because of the there's 3 there's modeling involved with that. He actually starts with sculpture.
He has a wide range of model.
But I think he works for a visual effects company.
He does.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Bobby Fingers. I recommend everyone go check out Bobby Fingers on YouTube. It's
so really
amazing.
I just brought it up for you, Caleb. So
I get the connection. Yeah, he does 3D modeling. He does clay modeling. He can do casting. He can build. He has all the skills.
And his videos are hilarious. In addition to being informative.
Should we just start talking about Bobby Fingers?
This is a Bobby Fingers podcast.
Michael, do you do any sort of? Have you ever in your life done any sort of clay modeling or anything like that?
Not clay. I was in architecture school, and I've put together like framing models and like these like big, like massive, like floor plan things, and that was interesting. Clay modeling, not as much.
Yeah.
Not something you'll ever do again. Well, he'll also do modeling with balsa and other materials, probably similar to what you might have used in your architecture modeling. But he'll do things like he was building a strut for the stage Michael Jackson was on, and it had all these little tiny pieces he had to glue together, and he was just like, I did one, and then I said fuck that, and I did the rest in 3D and 3D printed the rest of them.
Do you Michael, do you think you'll will you just watch all the Bobby video fingers? Bobby video fingers. Wow.
Video
wow.
fingers.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, I'll go to his house. I'll take a look at his fingers.
Thank you. That was a weird turn of phrase. Okay, enough about Bobby fingers.
So we're covering Money is Everything today.
Yeah.
Why did you want to hop on this episode? What about this episode speaks to you?
This is like the first episode I can clearly remember watching, like when I was a kid. And I must have seen others before it. I must have, but it's the clearest memory of one that I saw.
Of any Transformer season.
Of
any media. Okay.
Yep. It was the first clearest recollection that I have. And I think part of it came because I think like my parents recorded it for me, like on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
Some just randomly recorded one episode and just happened to be this one. And that's the one that I remember and that I recollect the most. And I remember it being like really like an entertaining episode because it was like one of those shows that didn't feature like all of like the main cast. It was one of those very character or group specific episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like every character got one over the course of the series. I mean, even Skids got his one episode, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like this was the one I could remember the clearest.
That would have to be jarring to see a show for the first time and then Optimus Prime is not in it. It's just these Technobot Bozos.
Mm-hmm. I didn't remember this episode at all.
I have a vague memory of it, but it was pretty fresh for me to watch.
Well, Ryan, because your parents didn't record it for you.
Yeah, they're like, we had this tape of your kindergarten graduation. We taped over it with the Transformers.
Were your parents gangsters?
Yeah. Here's the mozzarella.
Yeah. Ryan's just blanketly every impersonation he has now is just some kind of
Jersey thing.
Hey, I'm Caleb's father. Do you want to borrow Matilda?
Yeah.
I do a similar thing whenever I need to do like a dock worker on Empire of Rust.
There you go.
It's like, hey, yo, what's going on here, guys? Huh? Hey, so why don't you let me hold some Shaddix here? Come on.
That sounds contextually appropriate, though. Of Caleb's dad. I guess he worked on the railroad.
I worked on the railroad. We did a bunch of pranks. I once taped this guy's butt cheeks together. It was hilarious.
There's a little bit of Trump in there. I mean, that's a delightful.
It's absolutely fantastic.
It's a delightful potpourri. That sounded more like Bernie Sanders.
You always say that.
All right, Money is Everything. I think we can transition into the show, but first, before we transition into the show, we have to shout out a new patron.
Tell us about him.
And this is an appropriate patron to shout out. We're talking about Rick Fieldhouse, aka
Dickie Field.
Autobot 1000 is a handle that I think you may be able to find them on. And Rick comes to us from the Land of the Rose, aka the Commonwealth of Nations, where he and his family visit conventions and generally just get into the robot nerd mix and really enjoy the costume scene in particular. And he is an RPG guy. He loves D&D, and appropriately enough,
I like him already.
All right. Okay, there we go. So I would say, hey, Rick, check out Empire Rust. Mm-hmm. He likes to meet with his standing group in the communication. He said at the local Geek Retreat, which I thought was just a metaphor for a place where people hang out and roll dice. But it's actually, I've learned that it's a chain of franchised shops and board game cafes in the UK. They have food, drink, and various items for sale, but they also have a giant space to play board games, console games, card games, all that kind of stuff. So
that's cool.
They're out of Glasgow, Scotland. They have 51 locations across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. It sounds like a cool idea for a franchise. Do we have anything like that here that's like a franchise?
Not that I'm aware of.
Game emporium?
Yeah, not a franchise thing. Like there's a bunch of like local places like that do it, but
Yeah, there's a local place here that has a room where you can go and play like games in the back and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Back to Rick. As for Transformers, he enjoyed the Marvel run, which he has collected since he was very young, and he was introduced to the franchise by his elder cousin. That's a good cousin. Bringing you on board there. G1 is his favorite continuity, but he does keep up with the later series such as Beast Wars, Car Robots, and Animated. Favorite character? Hot Rod. I feel like Brits have a greater affinity for Hot Rod than people in the United States do.
Well, they're just, I don't know
They
why.
appreciate his magnetism.
I guess so.
His charisma.
well, didn't in the UK series like they do a lot more stories with Rodimus like after the US run ended?
I think so, yeah. They concentrated a lot more on those movie characters. Like, we never saw Ultra Magnus in the United States, for example.
Well, that makes sense then.
Also enjoys TMNT, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats Ho, and he has indoctrinated his 7-year-old son into Power Rangers.
Interesting.
So, welcome to the Patreon, Rick. You can find him as Autobot 1000. I assume on the boards is where that is. Maybe, I don't know if it's on TFW.
Autobot 1000.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually Googled Autobot 1000 to see if I could figure out, where he was and to follow him. And what came up, there was some really experimental electronic music artist. I don't think
Called
it's him.
Autobot
Called
1000.
Autobot 1000. They put out some pretty weird albums. But thank you. And welcome to the APDC community.
Is he on the Discord yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
So
not
you
yet.
could do an Is This Music that Ryan will never see.
Yep, don't care.
Yeah. he doesn't.
And probably waste everyone's time, really.
Probably.
So let's thank the greater community. Alpha Magnus, Debbie, Jeremy Skeeter, Mr. Sadler, Mike Seibert, Bono, Michael Trimblett, Old School Justin, Jonathan, Robinus Prime, Classic Daniel, Safubi Samurai, Chandler, J Soups, Maddie V, Nick the Toy Mad Dad, Ken Bockelman.
Big kid!
Never gets old. DFB, Greg Murray, Captain Alexis, Corey, James and Julia, Mr. Michael Ordway. What?
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's me.
Tim, Jason, Thomas, New School Justin, Triclops, Alex Simon, Squid King, New Daniel, Seven the Chronicler, Argonus Prime, and Brian Jones, and now Rick, aka Autobot 1000.
Autobot 1000.
If you are interested, please scope out the patreon.com/APODDcast. See all the benefits.
Yeah.
See all the stuff.
We
If
give out
you're
cool
listening
stuff.
to this, booty boxes have probably
You
shipped.
probably got them.
You may have them.
Maybe.
How's
It's
it going?
happening.
Are you enjoying them, everyone?
Yeah, I think we're packing them on May 20th. So
Yeah.
Ryan,
yeah.
would you be so kind as to mix us up something that is going to recreate the feelings of warmth that I once had for you guys?
Oh, I'd be glad to.
This gimmick. So, I don't know if you can hear, but we're all transported to a bar now.
Woo! What a week, right? Excuse me, your line.
Oh man, I heard Snazzy Mike's going to join us in the pub today.
Yeah, he's been working on the docks, and here he is. I see him over there. He's walking in right now.
Okay, he's coming in. Hey,
Hey, what's
Snazzy
up?
Mike.
Hey, yo, guys, what's up over here? What's going on?
Oh, just another day, another dollar hanging out. How
Yeah.
are the docks today?
Oh, it's just it's the stuff is happening and everything.
Stuff?
Are there any problems with the Union Boys?
Oh, those union boys, yeah. They're just like it's like they don't want to do anything. It's like they work for 5 minutes out of a 10-hour day. It's what it is.
I wonder how the community is liking this bit.
How are you liking this bit?
I'm starting to feel like it's maybe run its course.
Yeah. All right, fine.
No. We're committed to
No,
today.
we can leave. We can leave.
Oh, we can leave. You want to go outside and have a cigarette?
Let's go outside.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey, yo, guys, there's another place on the other side over there. It's called the Geekery. You know, maybe they got something you can something more your speed, gentlemen.
Okay. Thank you, Michael, the dock worker.
Okay, now we're in the geekery. That was the awful quiet in here.
I don't know if he really works at a dock or not. He seemed pretty ambiguous about what he does.
It felt like,
Yeah, how's things at the docks? Things are good at the docks.
docks.
The docks.
The ships come in, the ships come out. Bada bing, bada boom.
Man.
Have you ever watched The Wire? That's all. Everything I know about dock work is from The Wire.
Jeez.
The Union boys working with the Greeks.
Yeah, I've never really watched. I know you've talked about it for years. I've watched some of The Wire, but not all of it.
I mean, it's only a masterpiece of television, but who gives a fuck about that? Oh. AI will write something better soon, and we'll all be in a better place. All right.
Writer's strike.
Just wanted to put this in context for anybody that listens later. This is a beautiful drink.
It's attractive.
So you
Imagine if we had AI when the writer's strike happened, like years back.
Do you think they'll try to employ AI during the strike, or?
They're already talking about it.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I have. I think I am going to be using Chat GPT whenever somebody, like, if I have to sign like a sympathy card or a birthday card or something. I think I'm going to use Chat GPT to write my message because I suck at those.
I have my go-to.
Yeah,
it is fearful to love what death can touch.
Yeah, I've seen you put that on Twitter a lot.
Yep.
I just don't write.
You just don't write. You don't get past the card. I don't care that his
Caleb
grandpa
just signs
died.
an X.
I just put my mark on it like a pirate. Yeah.
I just don't engage with that.
I'm sorry,
Would you like to know what this
I took
is?
a pre-sip. It's really good. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. Today, for no good reason except that I recently tried it and liked it, we have a Falernum Manhattan. Velvet Falernum is a Caribbean liqueur that is mainly used with rum and tiki drinks, and it is spiced with clove, lime, ginger, and almond, but here we're pairing it with bourbon. This is 2 ounces or 60 mils of rye bourbon, Rittenhouse, bottled in bond, 100. 1 ounce or 30 mils of Velvet Falernum, several dashes of Angostura bitters, stir with ice and strain to a coupe glass, and garnish with a lime twist.
It's good. There, let's cheers. Let's make it official. Hopefully.
You cursed us.
Yeah. We're all going to have bad luck. Thanks for giving me the biggest one, too.
I will say that does look really, really presented incredibly well.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I don't think I've ever drank out of the same glass twice when Ryan serves drinks. It always seems to be. I'm sure.
I throw them away. It's one and done.
Yeah. He has. Ryan, how many different types of glasses
I have so many glasses.
that you have? It's impressive.
I remember when we got excited because I think I bought you, maybe it was a Christmas or birthday present that was these kick-ass wooden tiki mugs, and you made a drink out of it eventually. But the mugs, like the flavor of the wood saturated the drink. It was really disappointing.
Which is why they store things in oak casks, is to actually get the wood, the oakiness.
It was surprising how much flavor it imparted.
Yeah, it was shocking.
I assume we'll never be using that again, but
yeah, I just have it on display now.
No.
You could maybe you could coat it, put some polyurethane on it or something.
I'll just rub it with gasoline.
Yeah. Great. No, this is a great drink.
I tried a red Moscato for the first time in my life last night.
What do you think?
It was less. It wasn't as sweet as I usually like my drinks, but it was still good though.
My perception is Moscato is a sweet drink generally, right?
Yeah, generally.
Was it billed as like a rosé Moscato or something, or just called red Moscato?
Literally just called red Moscato.
Chilled or
and it
room
was
temp?
very red. I had it chilled.
It sounds like a wrestler.
Red Moscato.
Red Moscato.
I like it.
Over in this corner, red Moscato.
You'd mentioned Falernum.
Yeah.
That sounds like an organ. Like it sounds like it's like a
Like
piece
I
of the
rupture, like something that would rupture.
Yeah.
What is falernum?
I
Ryan?
mean, I explained it.
I know.
Re-explain it for Caleb, not for me.
You guys don't listen to me at all. It is a Caribbean liqueur that's used mainly with rum and tiki drinks, spiced with clove, lime, ginger, and almond.
Okay, thank you.
We're editing all this out.
No, I'm going to embarrass you fucks.
Last episode recap. Grimmy. Oh, I see what I've done here.
Oh,
I typically, so here's my process. I write out a line of kind of what generally happened, and then I'll go in and edit it with all of like the onomatopoeia and bullshit.
yeah.
But I didn't do that. I just have my basic line I wrote. Grimmy got brains by being electrocuted by a strong power source. As Decepticons sought out anti-electrons in Unicron's brain, Grimlock makes the Technobots and gives up his intelligence to maximize Computron's computing power.
It sounds like this was written by AI.
I should use AI for that.
For your summation.
I should use AI for. Oh my god, my life. Just
We
got
didn't read
easier.
it last time, or what was it that you tried to do that where like sum up this episode for me?
Oh, and it was
but
all
it's
wrong.
all wrong.
Yeah, it was really bad. It's not quite there yet. So let's get some of that Gouda in Money is Everything, animated by Toei, Look Studio, and written by Carla and Jerry Conway.
Yep.
And I apologize for not remembering this. Have Carla and Jerry Conway written episodes for Transformers before?
I think so.
Yes,
It sounds familiar.
I think so. I think I have that in script deviations.
Okay. Well, we can get there later if that's okay. I was just curious since I saw it. It's a writing couple is interesting to me.
They have since divorced.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, you shouldn't write together then.
It wasn't very interesting
Or
to
just
them.
don't get married.
All right, so we're in space. We're by the Earth's moon, to be specific. A handsome, mustachioed fella hauling some sparkly gold items is being chased and is under fire. This is Dirk Manus piloting his vessel, the Lazy Sue, and he needs help. Dirk is being pursued by hunger.
Who just eats a Comcast satellite. So
He is from the previously not introduced Terracons. Per his namesake and per Ryan's commentary, he's just feeling a bit peckish and is chomping on satellites and bits of debris as he fires missiles from his mouth at Dirk's ship.
I love the name Dirk Manus, by the way. Like also the name the Lazy Sue. These are such great names.
Yeah, totally.
Dirk Manus sounds like a D&D name. Like if any character sounds like a D&D character, that's him.
Dirk Manus.
Also, I don't know how many people will get this, but he looks like Corsair from the Marvel comics.
Yeah.
The captain of the Starjammers. He's also Scott and Alex Summers' father, who is Cyclops and Havoc, respectively. But he looks a lot like him.
We'll go with it.
Which kind of makes sense because the writers of this also wrote comics.
Did they draw comics? Because
No, they were writers.
Okay, well, doesn't make sense to me at all. Then.
Well, if you describe somebody,
sure.
you fucking asshole.
I don't
So
know why
you
I want to
said-
be mean to you right now.
I don't either.
So you said the Terracons were just introduced here. Weren't they introduced like very briefly in the last episode?
They're
Like,
in it,
Grimlock's
but they're
brain?
not named. Like they're named as Terracon. Like they don't introduce them in a roll call the way they do
Yeah.
the other combiners.
Yeah,
Huh.
you just didn't get a. I'm hunger and I
Yeah.
like to eat everything.
Yeah.
I'm blonde.
I'm a big. We're all kind of dumb.
Maybe we should just do that for them right
I'm
now.
Sinner Twin.
I got two heads. Which one's talking to you? Who else we got? Ripper Snapper.
Ripper Snapper.
Yeah.
Is that the shark one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Cutthroat is the bird.
Yeah.
I'm Cutthroat. You do Ripper Snapper, but do it with your Jaws Richard Dreyfuss voice.
Wait. If I may,
Oh,
I think
yes,
I got
'cause you're
the
the
perfect
guest.
voice of Ripper Snapper.
Okay.
Hey, yo, what's going on here? I just jumped out of the water at the docks over here.
Oh, it's some cargo.
All right.
Why are you dropping this cargo on my head here? Huh? What's going on here?
Unions. What do they do? All right, well, I'm glad that we, the Autopod Decepticast, along with Snazzy Mike, were able to give them the introduction that they deserve.
Exactly.
Dirk is eventually hit, and he's soaring without control through Earth's atmosphere. But we're going to transition, Ryan. We've got Marissa Fairbourne.
I'm glad to see her again.
She's back to the rescue with the Technobots, Scattershot and Strafe, the former of whom doesn't seem to be too excited to be working with humans for some reason. They just throw that in there.
Strafe is straight up a psychopath. Like, what he says here is, we got some fast action, hard, hard and fast. Action to get some old pumps pumping. I'm like, you need to masturbate.
He does seem to be the personality of the group. Nobody else really stands out that much.
Well, they I have this note later, but they split the Technobots into, like, 2 of them are smart and the rest are, like, just lunatics. And, like, the leader, Scattershot, just seems to be an idiot. So
he's got some definite personality flaws too. It's like he's the kind of person who's like, it's like, oh yeah, like no, like someone will make a mistake and call him on it and say, hey, that's not what I said at all.
How presidential.
He just gaslights you. Gaslight would be a good name for a transformer.
Gaslight, yeah.
What would they transform into?
Just a lie.
Love it.
Basically, what's happening is Dirk and Hunger are crashing down towards the Earth. It's kind of a silly sequence.
Also, Strafe just shoots this.
He doesn't
Dirk,
know
the lazy Sue for no reason.
Yeah, it's definitely a shoot first, ask questions later situation. He shoots the lazy Sue, and then we see Hunger crash into Scattershot, who then crashes into Strafe, and then they all crash into the ground together.
I feel
they're all
like
flyers. We couldn't avoid this even a little bit.
Like I hate
Strafe fucking like oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I hate the aerial bots more, but these guys for turning into Computron seem like morons.
Melissa actually contacts Autobot City. Hey, the guys need help. And the remaining Technobots, Nosecone, Afterburner, and Lightspeed, are on the case. I don't know why they're not there with the other guys to begin with.
This is a thing that I also have a note on later. I'm like, the Technobots split up, and I'm like, maybe not a great idea for a combiner team to split up.
You're a team for a reason. Just hang out together. I do like the transformational forms of these guys.
Yeah, I do too.
I know you just got your Computron toy.
I got that in Chicago, I think.
That was one of my faves as well.
I have Computron and I have Abominus.
There's still not a masterpiece Computron out there.
Weird.
What do we do about it?
Contact Hasbro. Mr. Hasbro.
They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
I think some third-party company, two third-party companies, I think, did a Computron. I think it was Warbotron?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Warbotron, and then I have a Make Toys version that's called like Quantron.
I have that one.
Here we're brothers. We're Bang Brothers. Yeah. I guess it's scaled pretty small, so I guess I don't consider it masterpiece. But and it was a pain in the ass to transform. Do you have it in Gestalt mode?
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, it's not going to come out of combined mode for a long time.
Right.
I think the Warbotron is a little bit more masterpiece scaled, though.
It might be. Yeah, I've never seen it in person. All right, the other Technobots show up on the scene just as robot mode Hunger is about to blast Scattershot and Strafe. But that's when the other Technobots, they get together, they make some sciencey calculations, and they pin Hunger with a crossfire that just flings him into space for some reason. It's
really weird. Yeah, they all three shoot. Like, I can't remember who it is. Is it Lightspeed who tells him what to do? But they shoot him in a specifically triangulated way, and he just flies into space.
I like the little shimmer.
Yeah.
You got to play that line with Scattershot is talking, like right after they get a hunger into the atmosphere.
Okay, I'll do it.
Thanks for the assist, Lightspeed. We could have handled that two-headed monstrosity ourselves, of course. Of course. But this way was simpler.
He's so weird.
Well, he is Gaslight.
Didn't need your help, but you know.
We could have handled it ourselves, of course.
Of course.
And the other two just go along with it. It's like, oh yeah, of course you could have.
Nobody cares about these guys. We don't need to like build an ego into them for some reason. Post-battle regroup. We see a quick scene of Dirk quickly and secretly burying a mysterious piece of cargo. And then he introduces himself to the team and Fairbourne in particular with a little twist on the Sunbow wrist grab, which is a kiss on the hand.
Yeah, look at that wrist. He's just grabbing it.
He's just grabbing.
He's grabbing the fuck out of that wrist.
She seems flustered.
She is a little flustered. She kind of gets her bearings and decides she wants to arrest Mr. Manus, but he feels the charge is a bit harsh considering the context, and frankly I do too. But in fact, he offers to take them to a Quintesson base that he came across over by Saturn if they'll pay his price. Got nothing to say about that?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the next scene, which is very strange.
It looks like money is everything to him.
Boom.
That was premature. She'll say it later.
I think they literally do say it.
But they will literally say it. But yeah, they're definitely setting the stage that he's down for that cash.
I want to be a smuggler. I want to be a starship.
You want to be a handsome rogue smuggler type?
Yeah, there's a Star Trek: The Next Generation episode with a guy who's like that, and I'm like, that seems fun.
Yeah, totally.
Why are all smugglers handsome and charming, but a little like rough around the edges? But they have
They're
like,
all
a heart of
fuckboys.
gold. They all have a heart of gold, though. At the end of the day.
Yeah, they're just fuckboys.
Yeah.
I don't think of fuckboys as somebody who are like people that are redeemable, though. Smugglers are always they're like they all have something about them that you can believe.
Well,
I think but like fuckboys are like charming, but you don't want to like marry them. Maybe you haven't dated as many fuckboys as I have.
Maybe I need to Google fuckboy and understand what it actually is.
I don't know.
What's up, Caleb?
I'm just
I thought you had something.
Well, I have a lot of things going on in my head right now, but it's like I don't know why we're hinging fuckboys so much on this, but it's fine.
I feel like Han Solo is a fuckboy.
Yeah. I want to be. I would want to be those. I'd like to. When I see those characters, I like them, and I imagine myself being them because they're kind of outside of the law, outside of the dogma, and they can get away with it, and everybody's cool with it.
Here's who you want to be. Here's who you want to be, Ryan.
I didn't say I wanted to be this person.
You said you wanted to be a smuggler. The one who doesn't respect women but relies on them heavily. He's distant, doesn't care about other people's time, and won't commit. He's self-absorbed, does stupid things, and fucks with others' emotions.
I'll say
that's
according to Men's Health.
That's Dirk.
Yeah. I will say that. Yeah, there you go, Ryan. You are right once again. That man is a fuckboy.
I never get tired of hearing that.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't end up in the title.
Well, I'm in control.
So Marissa wants, I think I said this already, but she wants to lock him up.
Mm-hmm.
But Dirk's like, no, let's not do that. There's Quintessons on Saturn, and I'll take you there. Pay me some money. Dirk, he doesn't seem very trustworthy. But Computron then forms to analyze the situation.
Whether he can be trusted.
He's like,
right.
Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep. He's a fuckboy.
86% chance of fuckboy status. Yeah. The result of the computation is that they need to pay Dirk and go get them quints. And Marissa, though, she's going to keep an eye on this Dirk guy. She's going to make sure 'Cause he's a bit of a scurvy swashbuckler type.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like more examples, like Jack Sparrow. You know,
He didn't. Does he bang anybody?
No,
in those
he
movies?
doesn't.
no, but I would consider him. He's a smuggler type. He's that type that's outside of the law, but you love him.
Sure.
Right.
He gets away with it. Like this guy, like, aha, you did it again. Yeah. It's good
I
stuff.
love this restaurant, by the way, that we're just getting to.
Yeah, what's going on here?
We transition. It's a very I don't know, like sort of future Vegas is what I get out of it. It's a giant restaurant with some dancers that have to have neck problems.
I have a hard time eating to that.
You know this was Dirk's choice.
Absolutely.
Of course, the most expensive
Yeah.
restaurant on the planet.
gonna
Only the finest.
He's going to order the most expensive meal on the menu.
Yeah, there's entertainment.
I'll
there's-
have the space lobster.
The splobster.
Gross. All of a sudden, I'm not in.
I love how this futuristic dancers, but the waitstaff is all like very
Yeah, in
like
tuxedos.
classic 20th century.
Yeah, there's some things you got to stick to. All right, in the culture of dining. Yeah, so Dirk and Marissa Fairbourne.
What if the waiters were also those dancers, just moving around uncontrollably while taking your order? Like,
Well, and delivering your order.
Yeah.
You've got to drink like this in a modified up glass.
yeah. Oh God, here they come again.
Massage.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't need anything
Stay
else.
away from me. I'm
Just throwing escargot all over the restaurant.
But as a choreographer, though, that's a pretty easy job.
Yeah, just spin.
Well, as we'll see in just a second, that's what dancing is in this universe.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to get to the dancing.
I mean, this is kind of a 5-star establishment.
It's classy,
Right.
It's classy.
Marissa asks, or I think it was Dirk. Dirk asks Marissa to dance.
Yeah.
And then we go to a Lego
But
commercial.
It's not really it's not really dancing. They just spin like a bunch of toddlers.
And it doesn't even look like they're actually stepping. It looks like they're like almost floating in like anti-grav.
Yeah, I like the actually.
true.
I like the idea of that.
Maybe it's an anti-gravity dance floor.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
it's also
I
kind
think
of like
Ready Player One did something like that. I'm sure it's been done
yeah.
lots of places, but yeah.
I wonder if that's
It
the
looks
intention.
slick.
it's like Jack and Rose on Titanic.
It is very like this. These moves should be done in a sunflower field or something like that. It's not a.
Oh, as opposed
This is
to the
we're
restaurant.
in love and alone, sort of just enjoying each other's time. It's
What-
not really dancing.
Okay.
All right,
Yet here they are doing it.
in front of all of us.
Yes.
And then yeah, that is a weird scene because it goes away so quickly, and then they're back in their other clothes.
I guess the date is over,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and maybe Dirk didn't make a move. He was a gentleman. He kissed her
He
again on
wants
the.
to get back to the.
He kissed her again on the hand and was like, "I bid you farewell. Thank you for this amazing evening." And he went back to his ship, the Lazy Sue,
Mm-hmm.
to have a call with the Quintessons.
Yeah.
So we kind of like glossed over the fact that he's like smuggling like some kind of cylindrical object
Mm-hmm.
Right.
for the Quintessons. When he crashed, though, he didn't like just leave it in the ship or hide it in the ship. Considering he's a smuggler, I would imagine he's got some like smuggling compartments on the ship that he could have used.
Sure.
But instead, he took it off and
And
then
buried it.
it in the ground.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's a great point. Because honestly, he didn't have to do anything. He could have just left it on the ship, but maybe he's paranoid.
He was paranoid they were going to take it or something.
I mean, nobody's going in
But
that
again,
ship.
smuggler, like he should have some compartments that are very hard to find.
Right.
Puts it up his ass.
It's awfully big. Maybe he's into that. Who knows?
He's got hammer
Maybe that-
space in there.
Don't worry about Dirk. He's been doing
Well, we
this
know-
a long time.
It's an ass of holding.
We know he didn't get any with Marissa.
Pretty good. Thanks.
No, he didn't.
But
But that's not part of his. But he could. But he could have.
he could have.
Yeah, he
man.
totally could
Dirk-
have.
Dirk could have
Yeah, but he
smashed.
no. He,
Who knows what happened? at their separation. But Dirk is talking to Quintessons,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants that money.
He's like, you tried to shoot me down.
Yeah.
Now it's triple the price.
Right. They owed him 2 million credits for the device, which we now know is called the Recreator. But he's going to triple that fee because they tried to murder him. And the Quints, they apparently they need that device so well, they agree to the terms. I'm sure there's nothing shady going on here. They understand it's just Keynesian economics.
This will come back in a little bit later, but why do the Quintessons have control over
Right.
the
Terracons.
The Terracons, yeah.
It will never come back later. Well, that's an
Well,
unanswered
they mention
question.
it later
Yeah.
because they are controlling them with a timer.
They're hard to control.
Okay, I guess I didn't think about that. They put a timer on them to keep them from being abominous
Yeah.
for too long.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I guess that could be linked to whatever other control they have on them.
Yeah, they're controlling the Terracons for some reason. I don't know. I don't understand.
I think
Did Galvatron rent them out?
I think
They could be.
the writers probably had to write them in somehow, and this is how they're shoehorning in the Decepticons attacking along with the Quintessons being involved.
Right. Maybe the Terracons are subcontractors.
They rented themselves out to be
Yeah.
controlled?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
You can put a governor on
They're like Blackwater. Just send them into Iraq.
to murder
Fuck shit up.
innocent people.
Yeah.
It's like a Manchurian Candidate thing going on here.
No, that's different.
Okay, all right. No, I'm okay.
Anyway, we probably need to move it forward. Fairbourne sneaks up on Dirk. She's not happy with what she hears. She sticks him up, but he has a secret keychain laser thing. Zap.
It's pretty cool.
Fairbourne is disarmed, and that kind of mistake could get you killed. And we go to commercial.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You all know us. You know how we make a living. As lifelong friends, we care about each other, our well-being, and are very open to discussing them not only with each other, but also with all of you listeners. We truly do want this podcast community that we're a part of to know that there are folks out there that care and help is available if you need it. We have advocated for therapy countless times on the show, and with BetterHelp therapists, you get the same trusted professionalism and quality you would expect from an in-office therapist, but with the ability to communicate when and how you want. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. It's all online. For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. I don't know why I'm doing Quint, except that maybe he could have benefited from some therapy faux show. Give online therapy a try and find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Autopod today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Autopod. Now, back to the show.
And this was a weird. I'd like to open it up to the audience here, or to the audience being all of us.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an animation error or what, and maybe we play it, but he is talking to the Quintessons who say, and I guess he informed them that the Technobots are going to be coming their way.
Yeah.
And they say, but what about the Technobots? And he hangs up on them, but he continues to act like he's talking to them. And is that for Marissa's benefit?
Yes.
Or is it an error in production?
I think this is part of the whole. There's 27 double crosses in this episode. And I think he's playing this
but that
crazy
double cross
game.
doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
He's so good at doing this that he's actually considering the viewers of the television show and throwing them off as well. He's that good at playing this game.
I'm going to record the audio, but we can.
Okay.
I think we should feel free to comment on it.
Whoa.
That's fine.
Oh, I have a comment about
Still
that.
don't get it, do you? Sure, the original deal was for 2 million credits, but that was before you tried to double-cross and ambush Lazy Sue with your pet Terrorcon.
An unfortunate error of judgment.
Yeah, and it'll cost you. The price just tripled.
Unacceptable.
You want what I got or don't you?
The recreator is crucial to our operation in this solar system.
I'll pause to say I see in my career, I see a lot of supplier buyer negotiations. Nobody would ever say that. It's crucial to our operation.
You're showing your.
That's a misstep.
You're showing your hand.
That's a problem.
You've got no choice. Pay me.
Agreed.
Pleasure doing business with you, pal.
Wait.
Whoa, hang on.
I just saw that. Those are some eyes.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
It's DreamWorks face. Oh man, it's DreamWorks face.
Screenshotting that.
That's pretty wild.
Let's get a little closer in here.
This seals it. He is now my most favorite character that I've ever seen.
Hey.
All right, that's taken care of. Okay, so hang on. Let's keep it rolling for just a second.
With you, pal.
Wait. Order the Technobots.
Well,
All right, so he turned off the thing.
just to show no hard feelings, I'll throw him in for free.
Trust me.
Hello, Fairbourne. I was wondering when you'd show up.
Also, why wouldn't
Kind of
Fairbourne
mistake.
shoot the moment she saw his arm moving around? If
Yeah.
you have a gun pointed at someone, presumably your finger's on the trigger, you're ready to shoot him.
I think we've
A
already.
very quick movement.
Well,
Yeah,
Most cops will shoot for
But
less.
2 hours earlier, they were dancing in outer space. So she's obviously got some feelings for him, you know?
She just wants to give him a chance. That's what you think.
Yeah, there's more going on here, you
Just
know?
giving
They,
him the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, this is a game of cat and mouse that they actually really enjoy doing.
So Ryan, the animators and creators of this show want us to believe that he shut that off on purpose
Mm-hmm.
to keep talking to make her think
He was still distracted.
that he was
Still
distracted.
That he was still
No.
that he was still engaged with the conversation.
Right.
Whereas he knew that she was behind it.
This doesn't come back until the very end, because it's like a quintuple cross, because he decides it'll come to find out doesn't turn the Technobots in at all.
But I don't think his plan is formulated yet. He still wants the money. That's his primary
He
motivation.
always wants the money.
But
it is.
He's just got.
everything,
I
after
think
all.
he's got a lot of irons in the fire.
okay, hang on. Maybe I'm actually connected to it. He does turn it off and say the thing about the Technobots, so she thinks he's telling them about the Technobots, but he doesn't actually want the Quintessons to know about the Technobots in much more detail than he's clearly already told them, because they said, "What about the Technobots?"
Yeah. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
I don't think I'm lost, or I think I think I'm still lost, but we probably should move on.
It doesn't. It's not really fleshed out fully.
Or it's too fleshed out.
Maybe.
I can't tell.
Either it's really complicated or it's just kind of slapped together.
This is why I liked it so much when I was a kid. I was just confused.
Yeah, this again does seem like a weird first episode because it's very human centric.
Yeah.
It's some C level characters featured.
Yeah.
I can't believe you even kept up with the franchise after this. And I do think it's a good episode. I'm not actually.
Yeah, I agree.
I actually overall like this episode, but it would be a weird one to be like your
Excuse
primary
me.
memory.
Excuse me, C+ level characters.
I want to like the Technobots.
I like them. I like them. I don't know. For some reason, as a kid, I was always very drawn to them.
They
I
look
don't-
cool.
I guess that's it.
They're one of those combiners where the color schemes all match up, like Devastator, and that's about it.
Predaking.
Predaking. I'm loving this cocktail, Ryan. This might be an all-time favorite.
Called McDonald's.
We're back from commercial. It's Manus versus Fairbourne. Dirk expresses some regret for his lifestyle, but he ain't gonna go to jail over it.
Mm-mm.
So he ends up besting Marissa in melee
Look at
combat.
those baby blues.
Yeah.
He grabs the recreator and he hightails.
Also, he kicks her like into a cactus.
I didn't. They show that off. That's off camera.
Yeah, we don't see it happen, but he ties her
up
to that camp.
So she's gonna die from exposure.
It's cold at night in the desert.
I think he counts on her having the ability to escape.
You're right.
He's thinking
think you're
27 moves ahead.
Yeah.
For a guy that's thinking so far ahead, he gets fucked over.
He really
all
does.
the time.
He is so like. I went back and forth as to whether he's smart or a moron.
I love it.
And like, because he keeps getting not paid.
I think he is probably becoming one of my favorite characters.
The next day, Dirk Manus and the Technobots make way for Saturn.
Well, three of them.
Did we mention Saturn is where
we did.
this thing is?
We
Okay.
did. It's one of the moons of Saturn, a
Of
terraformed moon of Saturn.
Of course. The Technobots express some reservation for leaving without Marissa Fairbourne, but she didn't show up at the AM huddle. So what are you going to do?
Well, they leave Nose Cone and Afterburner behind, again splitting
great.
up the team.
Great. If she needs them, she can call them, I guess. There's no way that the three of them can take on hunger.
Can't, you mean?
Can't take on hunger. Meanwhile, Manus is just counting his credits.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me go back to that real quick.
Yeah, he's just kicked back, autopilot mode. He's got his floating ATM.
It reminds me of those old-timey stock tickers.
Why does he need a machine to do that? I mean, it's basic subtraction. Why do you need to punch the numbers in?
I think because he likes it. He likes the idea of tearing off the ticket and looking at it. Look how happy he is right there.
Yeah, all them credits.
The other thing I don't understand is they keep talking about credits as the monetary device, but they're still physical
Coins.
money throughout this whole thing. What's the point of credits?
Right. No.
If you
good
got
point.
to haul a chest
treasure
of fake,
chest full
fake
of
gold
coins. Yeah.
everywhere you go.
I think there's something wrong with the system.
Capitalism truly fell in 2006.
Oh,
Late stage capitalism.
Yeah. All right, so we got Marissa. She
gets loose.
You just did it. What was that all about?
It wasn't about anything.
Yeah, she's sexy. It's okay. Ryan.
No, that's not.
What is it?
What,
then?
Ryan?
You like
It
her
wasn't
what?
anything.
You
I
like
was
her all-
just
you like her
saying,
all
yes, let's.
You like her all
yes,
tied-
I am.
you like her
I
all
am
tied up?
engaged.
Okay. I don't know. That was.
Ooh.
That was suspect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at them boots.
I'm sure you're into boots, Ryan. Like, don't.
This is weird.
Use an inconsequential clothing item and act like it probably doesn't do anything.
They're
for
just
you.
boots.
Can I lick your soul, mistress?
All right, moving on. Lightspeed, Earth, Fairbourne. Here we go. Fairbourne frees herself from being tied to a cactus. I could
As you do.
I could have just watched it and said it, and then she meets up with the two Earthbound Technobots, which is
Nose cone and afterburner.
maybe we've alluded to this. Maybe it does make sense. Like Dirk, he wanted her to be discovered by them. Why else would they be?
Oh yeah.
Cruising around in the desert.
He knew she'd get loose. He's not a bad man.
Not a fuck boy like some.
He's a fuck boy, but the heart of gold. You know.
This is actually a pretty funny scene, and I do want to capture the audio.
What they say, like with strafe reaction to Lightspeed.
So what we'll hear is that Lightspeed waxes poetic about space exploration. This is the first time that he's gotten to be out here, and it's almost spiritual for him. And you'll get to hear his colleagues' response to that.
Which could be responses to anything.
Saturn's rings. I can't believe I'm finally out here.
Say something, Lightspeed.
Daydreaming, Strafe. Or maybe I should say star dreaming.
Uh-huh.
I've been waiting for this chance to explore space.
Uh-huh, well?
But since leaving Cybertron, the only stars I've seen are in the sky over Autobot City.
Uh-huh, really? Well,
The stars, the planets, the 1,000 moons, like jewels in an alien crown.
Well,
It's shot. I feel like that
Strafe does not give a shit.
No, he doesn't give a
guy,
fuck.
I feel like sometimes Strafe is me.
I've been there. I've been there, but that means I still feel bad for. I mean, Lightspeed's really connecting with the moment.
Really?
we should also mention they can be ships and they're flying in robot mode.
Yeah, it's true.
I like to imagine they started off as ships and now they're just coasting. That's why he gets shot. He has no control.
I guess could you be a ship, get your velocity going, then just transform and keep
Coast, yeah.
Does it really matter?
Sure.
At that point.
Yeah,
Tell me
but
how
except,
space works again.
Except that they left Earth in robot mode.
All right, well,
Details.
Yeah, they get shot up by not one Terracon, but all 5 in Abominus mode. Even Dirk seems surprised, though. It seems this may have been his intent. I just can't fucking say at this point. Abominus turns and fires on Dirk.
As you do.
Yeah, you might as well.
Beep.
Does he get hit? No, we don't know. We transition. Marissa, Nosecone, Afterburner are on their way to Saturn. They cannot connect with the radio comm link with the other Technobots.
This is not foreboding at all, is it?
Abominus continues to chase Dirk towards the surface of the Quintesson base. However, at some point, Abominus separated into his 5 component parts, but not by choice. The Quintessons have installed a timer that forced the decombination to control them.
Strange. Like, why?
Yeah, don't
And
know.
a timed one, too. Not like a remote or anything. It's just timed.
Yeah, why timed? That seems inconvenient. Especially in this situation where they wanted Dirk murdered.
I guess for story reasons, like the writer couldn't have them just like be able to shut them off with like no problems because like everyone would want to grab whatever device just disconnects them. So it had to be something that no one had any control over. It's just tactically unsound.
Yeah.
Dirk lands at a docking station, and he's met by a couple.
Hey, I'm on the docks here.
Yeah. There's some union,
Hey,
there's some
yo.
union boys right there. And look at him. He's like all shifty-eyed at him.
He's all shifty-eyed.
He doesn't like it.
We've got a couple prosecutor-style Quintessons in the house. Dirk hands over the tubular recreator device, which the Quintessons then test on Terracon Blot.
Yep.
A beam emits from the capsule, dissolving Blot into thin air, and then another button is hit, and Blot is reactivated. The implications of this are outrageous.
And Dirk also says there's no bacteria inside of him, which it turns out this is a healing device, which will be important later.
That's right. It's not just that you can make them disappear and reappear.
You can sanitize
When
them.
they reappear, they're sanitized, cleaned up. If there's something was wrong with them, it's not anymore.
That would be really bad if you were a human. Like, wouldn't that erase all your gut bacteria? You're gonna die.
I missed the whole bacteria thing.
He says it.
Why do Transformers care about bacteria?
I don't know.
Dirk is already at the docking station. A beam is emitted from the capsule. Blot thing happens. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, everything's good. The device works. And what we are going to see next is a Sharkticon delivers a cache of cash on to Dirk's ship, and the transaction is complete.
Is this the first time in the series we're seeing the Sharkticons? I don't remember them being in here since the movie.
They've been in like every third episode.
Have they?
They've been around.
You're nuts.
Okay.
You're
nuts!
Get the fuck out of here. No, the Sharkticons are always around. If a Quintesson is around, a Sharkticon's around.
Not in the killing jar.
Which one was the killing jar?
That was with Ultramagus where they're on the ship. And with Cyclonus.
There were Alicons. There might have been Sharkticons. I'd have to
Nope,
rewatch
there
it.
weren't.
Okay, so you're going to use that one example.
That's all I can remember.
All right.
I just don't remember them being in any other episodes.
They're
I think
all
you
over the
might be
place.
crazy.
They're in 5 Faces of Darkness.
Are
For
they?
sure. Yeah. They attack the race thing, and
All right.
this is going nowhere. All right. I think this is something I missed. Does Dirk plant the explosive in front of our eyes?
I don't think we see it.
Is there a visual indicator that he does this?
Yes.
Is there? Oh, is that right there?
Him tapping?
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
He puts the certs
I missed
on
it when I watched it.
Well,
but
he's
then-
so good that you didn't catch it the first time.
That's right. He's slick.
I'm cheering for this guy.
Dirk puts
He
him
rolled himself a nat 20 on his sleight of hand check.
There you go. There you go.
I roll for sneak.
So Dirk, before he leaves, Dirk places a small Mentos on the top of the recreator device, and then he just takes the fuck off. He's out of here.
There's some some species racism here where he's like those slimy tentacle things, and then the Quintessons say that dry mammal,
Dry
weird.
skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to moisturize. Oil of Olay. Dirk then opens up the treasure chest and discovers
Mimic dust.
Mimic dust. Gets you every time.
You should probably check your shit before you get on the ship.
yeah, that is a pretty classic thing you do. You check the money before you even hand out. Like, he handed over the merchandise before he even had the fake money. As far as I'm concerned, he could have been fucked over a lot sooner.
It's a classic D&D trope. Mimic dust.
So yeah, the money's funny, but that's okay because he installed an explosive device onto the recreator for just this kind of situation. He taps the igniter, and boom, the Lazy Sue explodes for some reason. It's a triple cross.
Mm-hmm. So many levels. Flip.
For something with so many levels, this is a very shallow, very shallow plot. Dirk crashes down elsewhere on the Quintesson base in kind of a giant brambly patch of giant thorny bushes. He ends up bumping into some Technobots, who then bump into some Sharkticons. Threat level, whatever. We're going to commercial.
Wow, that's a lot of yada yada yada.
I mean, that's kind of what's happening.
It's true. I did write. It was interesting they chose to make half the Technobots insane action junkies and the others deep thinkers. Like, Lightspeed is cool and competent but daydreamy. Afterburner is angry and impatient. Nosecone is slow and methodical. Strafe shoots without thinking. And then I wrote just Scattershot seems like an idiot.
The name's Scattershot.
He also, the voice that's done for him, he makes him sound like an idiot. He's kind of talks like this.
That feels ableist, Ryan.
Yep. That's my brand.
Like in the last episode, he really didn't come off as incompetent or even gaslighting. He actually came off as like if I remember, he was concerned that like Grimlock was like leaving him or like leaving them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just
Well,
Yeah.
he's just born. Like, he's a baby.
Yeah, that is weird to think. Like, what would you expect them to be completely socially aware? Nope.
Nope.
You wouldn't.
Nope.
All right. They're better than probably a human would be in that situation.
A newborn?
Yeah. All right, so we're back from commercial. The Sharkticons emit heavy fire, but Strafe fires on the Brambles, which drop them down and cage in the Sharkticons. The Sharkticons start to, I don't know, I wrote earth their way.
What?
through the organic cage. I meant eat. Okay. The Sharkticons start to eat their way through the organic cage as Dirk
This
and
is-
the Autobots retreat.
The point in the show where the animation really switches to more of like we see in the next
Yeah.
episode in Call of the Primitives, where it's very much more stylized.
Yeah.
They must have got some college students
Mm-hmm.
involved.
Hmm.
Do you have a motorcycle behind you? That must be Lightspeed.
oh, you heard that? Jeez. Sorry.
No.
Yes, apologize for them. You're right. That they're off model a little bit, and we will talk about in Call of the Primitives the animation models. I'm wondering if the people just didn't have the models and they were just kind of working from.
Well, they did a good job. I like them off model.
I do like them off.
They're
model
compelling.
Those Sharkticons look weird.
They also walk weird. Also, you guys can fly. Like, what are you doing? Just standing there.
You can have the high ground.
They're injured.
Oh, that's true. They are injured. Yeah, that you do say that they can't form
Computron because of their injury. So the chase continues. Sharkticons versus Dirk and these Technobots, and that's when Marissa Fairbourne
she lands,
joins the fight, and
she gives him a
helps
good
blast off
old-fashioned
the
knuckle
Sharkies.
sandwich.
She does, give him a nice affectionate uppercut right to his Bruce Campbell. That's chin.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Marissa implores the Technobots, let's bounce and leave Dirk to the dogs. But Dirk has other tricks to unveil, like being the only person who knows how to deactivate the reactivator.
Mm-hmm.
Should they take the risk? That's where we determine that the Technobots can't form Computron in their injured state. And I assume they can't make their little Dirk evaluation.
Yeah. Percentage of truth-telling, 48%.
Dirk, Fairbourne, and the Technobots make their way to the Quint base. Fairbourne and Dirk exchange pleasantries until Melissa is snatched up by the old moving vine gag. That's like the Sunbow wrist grab, but it's like Plant Life does it.
Oh, yep.
Dirk tries to free her, but Strafe actually does the freeing by firing on the creeper. And then Dirk and Marissa proceed to just have the most annoying, awkward makeout session in television history. The sound effects. Hang on, I want to let's capture the kissing noises.
I didn't even notice.
They're annoying.
I'm not such a bad guy after all.
They are really just like...
They're childish. They're just childish kissing noises.
It is a cartoon, guys, for children.
It should have been like...
You don't want the guac guac. During that makeout session,
He lifts her pistol.
yeah, and he takes all the good guys hostage. This is Dirk, man.
Yeah, man.
Ah!
Where's your allegiance, bro?
Dirk takes his captives to the Quintessons. He wants his cash, damn it.
This is the point where I kept writing things where, like, later I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. Because I'm like, why are you still trying to get paid? They've tried to kill you twice, not paid you 3 times. Like, what the fuck? Why are you still trying to deal with these guys?
Oh, and this is the part where Marissa says, Dirk, to you, money is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the title.
He also says I'm a couple billion miles from the nearest spaceport, which is not true, because Earth is only 800 million miles from Saturn, so...
But is there a spaceport there, Ryan?
On Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Earth Defense Fund. Captain Fairbourne, she's the captain of the Earth Defense Force.
We'll go with it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I had to figure out some kind of science thing to be upset about.
Well, no, they had space stations and stuff earlier in the season as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he might be exaggerating a little bit.
This is also where I'm like, I started to be like, is he an idiot or is he brilliant? Like, I can't figure it out.
That's and because of that, he's a genius. Clearly,
like Donald Trump.
Oh,
Yeah, right. He's a very This guy's obviously a very stable genius.
oh, wait. He said he's a few billion miles away, but he said Earth is 800 million from
800
Saturn.
million miles from Saturn.
Is that at its closest point or its furthest point?
That is the average point.
Would that be its what's that called? Perihelion?
Mm-hmm. Like, I think closest is like 700 and some million miles, and the farthest is about 950 million. So it's close to a billion, but not a couple. I just had to be an asshole about it.
We've talked about this way too long. Dirk doesn't just want these Washingtons. He wants to pay the Technobots back. So he's putting on like a front, like he's mad at the Technobots. So he touches the recreator, which emits a beam that envelops and dissolves them. At this point, Marissa's like, Manus, you son of a bitch. And
this is the point
charges
where I
him.
Finally figured out what he was doing, and I'm like, okay.
She charges him to attack, but she is subdued by the Terracons. I might have jumped a little ahead.
No, yeah, the Quintessons are like, Terracons protect or whatever, and the Terracons block her in. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get what he's doing. I get what Dirk's doing.
I don't think he's sucked him up yet. They pick her up by putting their two heads together and just do a little scoop.
Just scoop it up.
Then they drop her.
Yeah. Her ankles are definitely broken.
Yeah.
That is a good 30-foot drop, let's be honest.
Yeah, she's hurt real bad.
Or the invincible humans.
Don't ask her if she's okay.
Then Dirk, you got to wait for it because he hits a button on the recreator and the Technobots are recreated.
And healed.
But better because they've been healed and can now form Computron. They take on Abominus. The odds are slightly in Abominus' favor.
Yes, 48%.
But we know that this battle is likely to go their way. We know that as fans because we're not stupid idiots. While Manus and Fairbourne bicker about the nuance of Dirk's plan, Computron takes out the Terracons, who retreat along with the Quintessons, and the mission is done.
There's a very cool bit where when Computron shoots Abominus in just a bit, that's a very cool animation, like very studio look. Shot out
Firing
of his
from
dick.
his pelvis. That's not dick level. Is it? Does he have? Does it open up on his chest? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Right here in just a second.
They crash on top of Epcot Center.
Yes.
Why did the Quintessons throw the recreator at someone? I mean, this is like the thing they need. Why would they just chuck it?
Unclear.
Maybe it's a case of if I can't have it, nobody can. Yeah, that is lookish.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That looks nice.
Looks
Nicely animated. Crotch shot.
Yeah, there is a. As we get more into these anime-influenced studios, you get that.
There's
that
a lot
whole,
of dick
You get
forward.
that part, Pelvis is forward, arms.
Focus on the crotch.
Yep.
It's closing time. We head back to Earth.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
I really can't stand that song.
I hate it
if
too.
I'm just.
I agree. I'm with you.
All right, I'm glad you didn't. All right, we don't have to take it any further. Dirk's ship has been repaired, I guess, by the EDC or the Autobots. It doesn't matter. Marissa apologizes that she can't allow Dirk to have the credits
He just pushes her down
that the
and runs
Quintessons
away.
left behind because it's against the policy of her agency to just let him take that money. So yeah, so he gives her a smoochie and pushes her to the ground and flies off because in his mind
He's got the money.
He's stolen that
He
money.
stole the money.
It's on the ship, no big deal.
But it's a sextuple cross.
But then Lightspeed shows up to announce that the credits the EDC had confiscated have been stolen. And from his ship, Dirk prepares to count his ill-gotten gains. And he opens the chest, and he's been conned again. It's mimic dust. And he just laughs.
And she laughs.
And she laughs.
I
And
think we'll see him again. We don't see him again.
so. Yeah, that's it. That's the end
Then
of that.
we have
episode.
a commercial at the end.
Dirk Manus.
This episode was as fucking
Space
twisty
Road.
as a duck's vagina.
you see his face there.
Huh?
His eyes.
That tape is a bird now.
That's the voice?
That's in my head. That's what he sounds like.
Here, I'll stop sharing.
Hey, yo, where did this bird come from?
What is this bird doing here? Some kind of crazy robot vulture.
I don't know why they use this episode so much for the filler.
They had used like 4 different ones. It's just this is the first one they use.
Hey, yo, I'm being kidnapped over here.
All right, we're at the end of the episode. The only thing I shouldn't have stopped screen sharing because I do have something to share with everybody.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one thing I'll talk about that's at least a toy-connected piece of this episode. So clearly we've seen Quintessons prosecutors all over the place in various episodes. But X-Transbots, as far as I know, maybe Snazzy will correct me, but there have been other companies that have made Quintessons, third-party companies, but they are the only third-party company that makes a Masterpiece style. So they have a Masterpiece prosecutor. I think it just came out pretty recently. And they also, I don't know if this is out yet, I think this is the only episode where we have a goofy-faced Quintesson, and they made or are making a toy version of that as well.
Those look pretty good.
Oh, they're amazing looking. They're really well painted. I think they're heavy. I saw them in Chicago. I saw this guy, and it's huge also. This doesn't really do justice to how big it is, but it's also too expensive. I haven't bought. They've done the 5-faced guys as well, and they look great, but I just haven't dipped in yet. Yeah, that's it. Charlie Adler is the person who voiced Dirk Manus, and we know him as Silverbolt.
Oh, good.
We like Silverbolt.
He's
Silverbolt's
fine.
all
Yeah,
right.
he's all right.
He's just gonna corral the dickheads.
Yeah, it's Slingshot that's the jerk.
Yeah. Other than that, why don't we go
In the real world.
All right, in the real world, Money is Everything aired November 17th, 1986 in the American Top 40. Amanda by Boston is at the top of the pops, and we've covered that, so let's talk about a song that was number 1 for 1 week in September of 1986, Venus by Bananarama.
I like that song.
Yep, I'm sure everyone knows this, but this song was originally recorded by the Dutch band Shocking Blue in 1969 and topped the charts at the time in 9 countries. Bananarama covered it for their 3rd studio album, True Confessions, and it reached number 1 in 6 countries. The song was a late addition to the album, initially produced in a more faithful version of the Shocking Blue arrangement, but reworked in a high-energy style to be more like You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Though, listening to both of them, they still sound super similar. Like
I don't think I've ever put that together, but they are very similar sounding.
I think this song I had on a compilation of 80s hits called Leather and Lace.
Why?
Which I
Is it a compilation then of a lot of female
yeah,
hits?
I think so.
Yes.
There was leather. It was a 2-pack. It was Leather and Lace and like Power and Cock or something. It wasn't that, but it was Power and something.
That's more creative than the compilation of rap I had as a kid in the 80s that was just called Rap, Rap, Rap.
Ribbity, ribbity, rappity, rap. Number 1 at the box office. You all know the drill. Let's talk about a movie from 1986 I enjoy, the sci-fi horror comedy Critters.
It's been a long time. I remember liking that as a kid, though.
This is the directorial debut for Stephen Herrick, who you may know from such other movies as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, The Mighty Ducks, and Mr. Holland's Opus.
Huh.
That's
cool.
a random one.
It's quite a trajectory.
Yeah, it's a weird like
Mighty Ducks is
tail on
kind of
the
weird, too.
This movie stars Dee Wallace, best known as the mom from E.T., Emmett Walsh, a character actor who played the man trying to kill Steve Martin in The Jerk.
Yeah.
He hates these cans.
More cans.
Regular bastards.
Regular, normal
Everyday
bastard.
bastard.
And Scott Grimes in his film debut, known for ER, Band of Brothers, and the voice of Steve Smith on American Dad.
Is he the sexy, long-haired critter killer guy?
He's a kid.
Oh, is he sexy?
Are you talking about the shape-shifting?
No, there's a dude.
Hunter?
Isn't there? A hunter that's like. I remember watching the movie with my mom and her being like, "Ooh!"
When
when
she
that guy
starts
showed
flicking the
up.
bean.
Oh God damn it! Gross. Moving on.
This movie is about small, vicious alien creatures called Krites that escape an alien prison transport vessel and land near a small farm town on Earth, pursued by two shape-shifting, sexy-ass bounty hunters, according to Aaron's mom. One of them turns into a woman with big tits because he keeps changing, out of control, and he just looks at a Playboy and changes into this woman. It's very weird. Despite being often touted as a Gremlins ripoff, Herrick has refuted this, saying the script was written before Gremlins went into production, and they went through rewrites to reduce the apparent similarities between the two, which they aren't really similar, except the fact the antagonists are devious little creatures. The film received Metza reviews, was quite successful, though, earning $13.2 million on a $3 million budget, and has spawned 3 sequels and a web series that aired on Shudder.
Cool.
And
When
that
did it come out? The web series.
I don't have those figures.
Oh, sorry. If it's on, was it produced by Shudder?
No, I think it was a web series, and they bought the rights to
Okay.
it. But yeah, I didn't look into that. So
That's
for
the
an
real world?
update. That's the real world.
Okay.
Rip deviations.
Does this one have anything?
Hey,
I know season 3 has been.
this is the only episode
Tough.
with mimic dust.
Classic trope.
This is also the only season 3 episode where none of the major characters appear, like Rodimus, Springer, Galvatron, Ultra Magnus. We have a married couple writing team with Carla and Jerry Conway, who also wrote the season 3 episode "Forever Is a Long Time Coming."
Gotcha.
Carla and Jerry have since divorced. Carla Conway also wrote for G.I. Joe, Centurions, My Little Pony, and for comics including Ms. Marvel, Superman, and Firestorm. She currently works on writing programs for low-income youth. And Jerry Conway was also a comic book writer, penning the famous Death of Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man.
Oh,
He also helped create The Punisher, Vixen, Power Girl, Firestorm, Ms. Marvel, Man-Thing, Killer Croc, and Jason Todd, to name a few. He also wrote for G.I. Joe, Centurions, and live-action dramas like Diagnosis Murder and Law and Order.
jeez, this guy's got
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
hell of a background.
Pretty extensive. So that's all I had for the script.
This script I got Dirty Rotten Scoundrels vibes the whole movie.
Yep.
And when they capped
I
it off
agree.
at the end where Marissa got the best of him, I felt like that's it. This is a Dirty Rotten Scoundrels script.
Spoilers, she was the jackal
Yeah.
in that movie. That's a great movie.
I want to buy it. I haven't seen it in so long. It's one of my favorite movies.
Unfortunately, Freddy's a mute.
Mother.
Why is the cork on the fork? The cork is on the fork so he won't hurt himself or others.
Not
mother.
Not mother.
May I go to the bathroom?
Oklahoma. We're going to do lines from that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a great film.
See, I actually really love the fact that the script did not have like the main characters from the series, and it was like the focused one, like the character focused one. Now, granted, they had to do 10 focused characters plus the humans, plus the
Right.
Quintessons, so there was a little bit of oversaturation. But I mean, it's still really good that they did that, and they actually gave the episode like the Technobot that kind of episode.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, they got a little bit of a chance to
They
develop
got
as
two
characters.
feature stories, basically. Because they
Are you counting Grimlock's
Grimlock's
Brain?
New Brain, yeah.
I guess, yeah. I wouldn't say the Terracon. I wouldn't say either of these is really a feature for the
The
Terracons.
Terracons really get some short shrift.
Yeah. We'll see them in Return of Optimus Prime. I think they played a pretty significant role in certain scenes.
The Technobots
For
are
that.
also in that one.
Yeah, they are. Well, do you guys want to rate it? What do you guys think?
Tough one.
rating the
Quintessons
scheme,
Who's-
rating
I mean,
the
what's
scheme
the
to an
scheme?
extent
Who's-
often becomes like, just did we like the episode?
And whose scheme?
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
There's
there's
so
no real
so much.
scheme.
There's so much scheming.
I still don't understand everything.
I will say I do in a weird way. Now that we're talking about it, and I can really analyze it, I do really enjoy the complexity of it, even though I can't connect everything.
I like that
I
they
have
tried.
Fun. I have fun with it. It's fun.
I appreciate.
This is a fun episode.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I will give.
I
this,
like this.
Yeah, it's hard to give this scheme a rating. I guess I'll give it a 5.
Like, what is this? Okay,
Yeah,
let's start
it's
at the
in the
Yeah,
beginning.
what is the scheme?
The core scheme is this guy's a smuggler, and all he wants to do is take this item that he's been contracted
And get money.
to and take it to the Quintessons.
Well, we know that money is everything.
Yes.
Quintessons don't want to pay. They don't. They feel they're too entitled to actually pay for it.
Why not
So they
just
want to
pay
murder
for
him.
it? Like, what the fuck?
It's only 2 million credits.
Yeah. You have how many planets?
I don't know if it's the Quintessons or the Decepticons that always are trying to fuck over the Skuxoid.
Yes, that's
People.
right. This never.
Nobody
come-
wants to actually just pay their shit.
I know. Just pay the fucking. Just pay the bill.
And why does anybody work for these people? They don't have a good reputation.
we go like it never comes back and it doesn't mean anything? But like the first time we see Dirk Manus, behind him you will see that there's a big like a bunch of crates full of glittering gold looking
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, what is that?
It's early in the scene, yeah, or in the show.
Gold press latinum.
Rate it, Snazzy.
Hey, yo, these guys don't pay any union dues here, so you know, why would we dock workers here?
Wait, let us wet our beaks.
Honestly, like I have to give it an 8, a 4, and a 2.
That's accurate.
That's great.
And let's throw in a C in there somewhere too.
C plus.
Yeah, I can't be like unbiased on this because I really love the episode, and again, it's like one of my first like Transformers like cartoon memories. So it is. I think it is really good. I love the idea of this guy like of everyone double crossing each other like 8 times in this episode. I don't know how effective it was, but
Yeah.
at least there's a plan going. You know, at least they got it. At least the scheme is moving.
I like that you get a chance to let some other characters breathe and let some human drama come into play. I don't know. It's better than the MacGuffin of the Week episodes, which are most of what
It's a
this
different
thing
kind of
is.
episode. It's interesting in that way. Yeah.
And there is a MacGuffin, but the MacGuffin's not really that important.
The reanimator or whatever.
Yeah.
So, okay, we can. I'm the ghost of the iconic moment.
You know, I did
this
put it. I
thing-
just wrote a question mark because I don't really. I mean, I like the part where they're twirl dancing in 0G.
I feel like I see screen caps of that.
I think Alexis sent us or posted something from this episode. I think he likes this episode a lot too.
I'd say their kissing is a very iconic moment.
I think for me it was that. Oh. I think for me it was that last shot, like the shot where Computron like calculates out all the data and then shoots like
Yeah, that's
shoots
very cool.
Abominus right at in the right spot there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That animation was badass too.
Yeah, it
the
was very
flashes on his chest and then the guns coming out of nowhere, which I think the Make Toys Quantron has in his chest as well. Look behind.
he's got like 2 guns like in his shoulders that are pointing upwards that can like fully rotate down.
Not animation accurate. Throw it in the garbage.
Throw it away. Next time on the Autopod Decepticast.
We will have the official APDC re-review.
Although an episode we can't find.
Although we don't know where, we're not actually sure if we ever reviewed it. The lore building episode, Call of the Primitives. Mike, what do you got to plug?
Empire of Rust.
What is this?
Still the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast.
Do you have competition? Who is the competition? And let's crush them.
Actually, we do have competition now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Competition makes us all better.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, the very idea of more Transformers like gaming podcasts like that is certainly good for the community, and it's nice to have these things. It's nice to actually have like this kind of media, because like actual play podcasts are a little bit of a dime a dozen right now. There are hundreds out there, but aside from 2 of them, I don't think any really focus on Transformers.
Right.
And some other gaming podcasts have done like 1-off or 2-off, just little, quick missions in various different systems and did it. And it was a good to listen to. So the more content you have, I think the better, especially for such a niche kind of thing here.
Right. But none of them can be the first.
None
greatest.
can. Or the greatest. So Empire of Rust, if you have any interest in Transformers, in gaming, in actual play podcasts, or Transformers actual play gaming podcasts, go ahead and give it a shot. It is transmissionspodcast.com/rust.
Cool.
Or just do a search for Empire of Rust in your podcast feed. Do not do it just a straight Empire of Rust search on Google, because you'll get some weird dude who's just doing some music.
Oh, okay.
That's not where I thought you were going with it.
I thought so.
figured
Yeah,
there would be some kind of porn connection here.
A lot of gaping.
Oh, God.
This isn't a Nexus Maximus situation here.
You know what? Let's just plug Bobby Fingers.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Bobby, just search Bobby Fingers on YouTube.
it's fun. I enjoy it.
This is more plugging than anybody has ever done for this person that nobody knows.
No, everybody knows Bobby Fingers, man.
Hey, Bobby Fingers, I'm here on the docks.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
If you would like to help support the show, we invite you to check out our own Patreon page. It has several levels of support that come with a wide variety of benefits, like the booty box, which might be in your hand right now as you're listening to this.
If not, it's in the mail.
Squeeze that booty. Patreon.com/APDCast. Or you can check out our wares at the APDC store. You don't have to wait for the box.
Yeah.
Actually, people that get the box do get first dibs on the new shit.
It's true. We put some of the stuff that's in the box up on the store, not all of it.
We ordered a lot less quantity this year. So
Did we?
see
Okay.
how it goes.
I'm sure we still have Starscream posters.
You got to make adjustments. We still have so many cup posters.
Oh, God.
We'll ship them to conventions in Sweden. Maybe it'll be a part of their decor. Finally, you can buy us a drink. The exciting hustle devised by Ryan Jett. $5 will drink whatever the fuck you tell us.
I want you to drink vomit.
Additionally, you can review and provide stars on the Apple Podcast, Stitcher,
Please.
Spotify, and Google Play.
You delivered that like Skylinks.
Yeah, in the next episode.
Google Play.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Join the Patreon. Get on the Discord.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep.
I need to put that in the.
Yep,
my
we're up
notes
to
here.
date on YouTube. All of our episodes are up there. If
Like
that's
and
how
subscribe.
you choose to consume your podcast, we are on the tubes.
That's unbelievable. You got any good comments? What's a comment of the day from YouTube?
I like this.
This is great.
I really want to hear the bad. My perception of people on YouTube is that they're just complete assholes.
Why?
No, everybody's been nice. I mean,
Yeah.
we have gotten some downvotes, but no comments about why.
Hey, yo, I love this. 1 star.
Yeah.
Again, show notes, other follow-up materials at Autopod Decepticast.com. We're done.
That's right.
Take care.
Bye,
Close it
bye,
out.
bye.
Cells is the sponsor of Autopod Decepticast. Yes, 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 yes.